welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Last month I had a go with no dictionary aids at the monthly club special, a particularly hard crossword that the Times publishes for crossword club members every month. So I thought I'd do the same again because there was quite a lot of interest in that video. People seem to like watching me get stretched badly. So going to have a go at August now. The benefit of doing last month's puzzle is that it'll tell me when it's finished right, if that manages to happen. Last month I was a couple of words short. We'll see how we go this month. Here comes the puzzle. So one across. Chauffeur says chef has regular absences. Well, that's size. Now, has regular absences there means you take regularly occurring letters out of this phrase, says chef. So when you take the second, fourth, sixth and eighth letters out of that, you're left with S-Y-C-E. And you're wondering, why is that a chauffeur? Well, it's in chambers as some Indian army word from the days of the Raj. I don't know. I mean, I know that it exists. I don't know its origins too well. One down. Flaubert's novel, Strike in Russian-style wrestling. Flaubert's novel, Strike. I have a feeling that I've got a general knowledge absence there. I don't know enough Flaubert novels. I'm not sure if I know any. Madame Bovary, probably. Not sure. Two down. Film-related item. Seldom seen without it. Containing burnt corpses. This is cine something, I think. That's the film-related. Item seldom seen. Rarity. Without it is a cinerary. And that must mean containing burnt corpses. I think it describes an urn that holds ashes from a cremation. 9 across. Subordinate officer wearing cap seizes good part of fisherman's catch. It's a long clue. I don't know. Cap could be a tam. Subordinate officer, NCO. Okay, that's plausible. Wearing cap seizes good. Where are we going to fit a good into that? NGCO? Long? Oh, I don't know. No, don't know enough words for that. 12 plus. Clutching spike. Endlessly attack sociological writer. Well, always looking for short synonyms. Spike can sometimes be lace, as in to spike someone's drink. Endlessly attack sociological writer. Oh. Let's try 14. Oh my god. Forensic anthropometry is to occur right up to the time of working period. Right up to the time of till long. I mean, I have a feeling that all those are crosswords that go through cinerary are words I don't know, but we shall see. Let's try 3 across, and this is a very long clue as well. Judges protecting intellectual property with very good software, a source of material for Panama. I mean, ridiculously long clue. And I'm afraid that I think I know this one, which is going to strike anybody as ridiculous. The word I've put in is jippy japper, which I think is a palm tree, the sort of thing they make Panama hats out of, presumably, from the end of the clue. The judges are J and J, because J can stand for judge. Intellectual property is IP. Very good is pi. Software is app, and A is A, and that works, so it must be right. Bizarre word, but useful start for 5 different downs. 4 down. Provide with rear, shade in the east end. So in the East End often means pronounced in a Cockney way, so often dropping an H. Provide with must be the clue. Okay, rear is hind and shade is hue. So in the East End there'd be ind you. And indue, I think, is a version of endow, to provide with. Right, 5 down. For each, that looks like per. Marooned sailor, a hotel in Indian sub-district. So it looks like it ends in AH. Hotel is the NATO alphabet word for H. Marooned sailor could be Gunn? Ben Gunn from Treasure Island? I mean, per gunner could be a word. I've never heard of it. It's probably not going to be right, but I'll leave it in for now with a question mark in my mind against it. 11 across. I mean, it probably does begin per, and it probably does end in AH, so it's only the gun that I'm nervous about. That U seems a bit unlikely there, but anyway. 11 across. Folio's replacement for line. F can be folio, line can be L, so F replaces L in Wrinkly Hag's description of Rognon. Do I have to know what that means? I think there's something in Macbeth's Act 1, Scene 1 mentions Rognon, where the 3 witches describe things, but it doesn't mean I know what it means. Wrinkly Hag would be a... begins with R. Don't know that. 6, long one beginning with J. 5, 8. Smackers / old ugly mischief makers. Smackers can be kisses or pounds. / old ugly. I mean, I would have thought mischief makers must be the definition, but no. 7 down. Cock, very loud, interrupting nap. Well, very loud is normally double F, but the only word I can think of is puffin or poof with a double F in it, beginning with P. Nap, pile, piffle. So both cock and piffle can mean nonsense. Cock's quite rude there, I think, but anyway. 8 down. Type of sugar, parties put in beer. Well, that's doos in ale, gives us aldose, which I wouldn't have said I definitely knew, but anything ending in OSE is a sugar, normally. 11, so description of Rognon. Something fed, but what? Replacement for line in wrinkly. Okay, hag's description of Rognon. So the hag is probably specifically one of the witches in Macbeth. So it means wrinkled, but with L replaced by F. Tousled or ruffled, rough-fed. Rumpled, rump-fed. That's possible. Let's put it in on the assumption that it might be right. Straw bundles, that looks like bales, for some Taxus ulmus grafts. Ulmus, Taxus is the oak and ulmus is the elm, I think. I didn't know I knew many Latin tree names. Oak, elms. Couldn't be kelms, could it? No, it probably is. I don't think it can be bales, because how could this 5-letter word end in B? Straw bundles, what else can they be? Taxus, ulmus, grafts. Oh. It is some, maybe Taxus isn't the oak. Kelms? Can't be, can it? What's this one down? Smackers / old ugly mischief makers. Yew is the Taxus, not the oak, and a yew elm graft. If you kind of graft them at the E, you get yelms. Right, and I think that must be an old word for a straw bale. Now, 6 down, smackers slash. So a Jimmy and a slash are both names for doing a P. So the definition is actually smackers, Jimmy something, slash old ugly mischief makers. Jimmy. Ooh, I don't know any words beginning Jimmy, I don't think. Or forensic anthropometry, that one I don't know. Right, 18. Waltz, Matilda's sulking about, diminished melancholy. Melancholy could be the definition, so it could be something like under the weather or Waltz and Matilda's sulking about. Waltz. It can mean an easy thing. I don't know. 12. Now this one we're not sure if it ends in a U, and it probably doesn't. Although sociological writer, it could be a Frenchman ending in EAU. Clutching, spike, tine, Martineau. So maraud for attack and tine for the spike. It's possible. Makes that look better. Gonna go with that. I feel good about that. Maybe not, but we'll see. Flaubert's novel Strike in Russian style wrestling. I just don't know this at all. Emma? I mean, that was Madame Bovary's first name, but I don't think. I mean, that's very much Austen's novel, not Flaubert's. Strike could be ram. Sumo's not Russian style, even though Russia's close to Japan. I don't know. Right, 10 down with an I in it. Double curl in it, a variant of hair growth. Well, I think we have to double up the letters in curl and then use in it a, and that gives us 13 letters, and it means of hair growth. Well, what hair? A trichologist deals with hair, I think, so Trincu. I bet it begins with T. That's 9 across again. Oh, the subordinate officer wearing cap. Lid. Line cod or ling cod. Yes, how about that? Astonishing if that's a 7-letter word without a hyphen, but we've got an NCO in a lid seizing good. That's G. And that could be part of a fisherman's catch, surely. A ling is one fish and a cod is another. I know you can have a codling, maybe you can have a ling cod. Now, Flaubert's novel, Strike, lamb. That's strike in Russian style weather. So, I mean, am I ever going to come up with Flaubert's novel for this? Or a Russian style of wrestling? I doubt it. 10. Okay, so it began with a C after all. That's good for the anagram fodder, but wrong, bad for my derivation. That's annoying. I mean, I've got nothing stretching into the bottom half of the grid, and I'm going to have to go down there now. Let's try this one, which will give us some first letters. African rhino. Now, rhino is an old slang for money, so it could well be an African currency. Caught in grip of soaring alpha predator of the skies. I mean, alpha predator of the skies could all be a definition like condor or something, but it's caught in grip of soaring. I don't know. 20. Perhaps Munro and Corbett, inverted pods used for dyeing. Well, Munro can be a mountain in Scotland, or Saki was H.H. Munro, and Corbett Corbett was James J. Corbett. There must have been another Corbett. Something turned round and it gives you some odd 3-letter word for pods used for dyeing. Neb. Maybe they were both Bens. No, I don't think so. 26. Meat wagon, utterly pointless before strange band of urchins. Well, urchins could be sea urchins or shellfish or meat wagon. No. Right. 24. Historically, 100 are incapable of umpiring. Historically, 100 are incapable of, surely can't. Of umpiring, that could be an adjective ending. Oh, no. Can't ref. Cantref. I think that is a word. Historically, 100, probably a kind of part of a county. It used to be 100. Might well be that's what that means. 15 down. Petrifying chapter. Even though I had one friend standing up. Petrifying means turning to stone, which is presumably what lapidific would mean. And that would be chapter C. Even though, if I had eyed one friend, one pal, reversed. Standing up. Okay, 18 across. Oh, melancholy. Dump? No. No, maybe the whole thing's a waltz. Skip the light, fantastic. Skip the something. Matilda's sulking about diminished melancholy. Skip. Oh, we can't really have a K there for this anagram, though, can we? Which probably ends in something like Ural now. Ooh, I quite like Neb. Was there a Ben Corbett? Or maybe a Corbett is another type of Scottish mountain, like a Munro, in which case I think that could be Neb. 21. Wife to judge the weight of hoisted cloth. Wife's normally W. Well, it could be ux, ux. Uxor, the Latin for wife. To judge could be deem. I don't know. Back to this African rhino. Caught in grip. Okay, so a soaring alpha predator of the skies. So the bird of prey goes upward around sea, perhaps, and there's some sort of etche. Oh no, alpha could be A. Atcha, hawk. Yeah, so that would give us quatcha. And I think that might well be an African currency. It gives us the W for wife as well. To judge, heft. To judge the weight of something. Yeah, maybe weft with an H is a variant of weft without it. Right, meat wagon. Utterly pointless before strange band of urchins. Ago is wagon without either of its points. Directions of the compass, that is. Before strange. Rum. Ambulacrum. That is some sort of vehicle, like probably an early ambulance. Why would that be? Strange is rum. That's how I've kind of got to that. Ambulance. Without N and E, it's 2 points of the compass. Whoa, that's crazy. But it does kind of mean I didn't know what the definition was, so it must be urchins. It must be the band of urchins, probably a genus of plant life or something. Right. So now we could use cultural in this? Cultural. That would leave us with cool. And cultural would use TULA as well. So we'd be left with crinny. Yeah, that's possible. Crinny cultural. It works. It feels like a real word. I'm inclined to believe it. Right, what's this? Forensic anthropometry is to occur right up to the time of. I wanted that to be till earlier. Working on period, era, or age is to occur. So to be right till on Bertillonage, or could even be Bertillonera, forensic anthropometry, measuring mankind forensically. Who knows? Now, what on earth could that novel be now? Flaubert's novel Strike in Russian style wrestling. Is the B wrong? To occur? No, I think that is B. Probably going to have to look that up later. Jimmy with this space G seems weird. Old, ugly. So O. Jimmy O. Oh, I see. It could be a Irish name beginning OG. Ugly. Gross. I don't know. 18 now. Waltz Matilda's sulking about diminished melancholy. Hump. To waltz Matilda is to carry your goods in a bag, isn't it? So that could be hump the something. Sulking. Hump. Humpy. About diminished. I think it's hump the something. Hump the stump. Hump about. Don't know. Piercing rock. Backing was profitable and is welcomed by half of Iron Maiden. I reckon it all means maiden. Half of iron is either IR or ON. Piercing rock. Backing was profitable. Gained or earned. And is welcomed by half of iron. No, I don't know what's going on. 23 down. 20th century player of piano music arranged by gold. That's Claudio Arrau. ARR for arranged. AU for the chemical element. Right. Oscar in works for a famous actor. Famous actor. Beginning with a R. O must be Oscar from the phonetic alphabet again. In works, runs. Oh no, it could be an anagram of Oscar in. That works. Those letters work together. Roscian, that's some sort of classical actor from Roman times. 17. Who said to follow the van? My old man, obviously. Shedding load. Extremely cheeky mice may show what's to come in it. Extremely cheeky is CY. So, who said to follow the van? Surely my old man. If we get rid of load out of that, we're left with Oh, load could be LD, that could be an abbreviation, I don't know. And we're left with myomancy, which myo meaning mice and mancy meaning predicting the future. Somebody must have got a skill of predicting the future from mice. Bizarre. Right. Light carriage opposed by Huxley's second novel. Opposed, is that V? Huxley's second could be the letter U. Humpy. I want Humpy to be sulking. The dumps could be melancholy, so it could be Hump the Dumpy. Oh my God, what the hell does that mean? That must mean to waltz Matilda to carry your stuff around in a bag. Right, piercing rock. Diaphragm would fit here. Backing was profitable. Paid. Paid backwards is diap. And is, oh no, not diaphragm, is welcomed. There is a diapason as well by half of iron. So it could end in ism. Oh, half of iron on, M for maiden, and piercing rock must be diaponism. Jimmy O. Oh, hideous would be ugly. Jimmy O. Ugly. Godless? No. Jimmy O. Giddens? I don't know. 16. After slander, current successor backed governor's office. Successor is an heir, but R-I-E-H? Slander. Current successor backed. Governor's office could be emirate or an imperial or something. I don't know. Light carriage. Oh, shay. That's a light carriage. S-H-A-Y. Why would that be opposed by Huxley's second novel? Opposed by Huxley's second. I don't know. I mean, we're close to a finish here. I'm reasonably confident about everything that's gone in. Maybe this Bertillonage is a bit pieced together without any confidence, but what on earth is this? Smackers. Okay, so it's going to be another word for pounds, pound coins or pound notes, and they must be called Jimmy somethings somewhere in Ireland or Scotland or somewhere. Jimmy O'Giddens, smash old, ugly, mischief makers. Oh, just don't know the phrase. Might have to look it up. Right, after slander. Slander. Mud, isn't that? But there's no room for that. Well, maybe Hump the Dumpy's wrong after all, and the dumps not being melancholy. See, there was a Mudir in Turkey. Current successor, Mudirie. I mean, that is possible. That has mud for slander, I for current, air backed for slander, for the successor. Wow, I mean, it makes it look like Hump the Dumpy was wrong. I was really confident about that. But I quite like a word beginning moodier, so, and it might tidy up the Jimmy-O. Gallus? That doesn't mean ugly, does it? Ugly. Jimmy-O. Grady's or something. So, diminished melancholy is the blues. Hump the bluey. That'll have to do. And that gives us Jimmy-O Gibbons. The ugly mischief makers might be Gibbons. Might be. Jimmy-O Gibbons. Right, now I want this to be Shay, and I have no idea why. Che is possible as well. Opposed by Huxley's second novel. Do I really need to know Aldous Huxley's second novel? After... Well, I know he wrote Brave New World and The Island, but that's not probably enough knowledge here. Opposed... They would be opposed by we. That doesn't make any sense. Opposed by. I was thinking of making an anagram of something with by and u for Huxley's second, but I don't know. It might be Shay because I think it's a word, and I think it's a carriage, but I've got nothing better there. Right, Flaubert's novel Strike in Russian style. I mean, Solon B. Would he have used an English ending? I don't think Flaubert probably would. Oh, Russian style wrestling. Tai Bo is some form of exercise, but no, I'm going to have to look these up. So let's just check in T, which is very good at fitting with. Look at that, Salambo. So that's lamb in Sambo. And I mean, I'm afraid I don't know that right. It's not quite right. So it's worth checking. Che? No, that's not right either. Okay, so what is this light carriage? Well, maybe light is the... I mean, easily anything else in the grid could be wrong, but they all fit together. I had a reasonably good feeling for all of them at some point. Light carriage opposed by Huxley's second novel. I mean, I just don't even know how this is being put together. Do I really need to look up Aldous Huxley's second novel? Don't want to, I must say. Let's look up this pattern h.y. There's not many possibilities. Che and Shay, indeed, are two of them. And I think they can mean a carriage, so I'm afraid it probably means I've got something else wrong somewhere, which is very irritating. Oh, well, let's check the Jimmy-O. Jimmy-O goblins, they're mischief makers. Ah, okay, so Jimmy-O goblins, that must mean pounds. I'm afraid I didn't know that. If I've come across it, I've forgotten it. So it must be the wrong second half of the iron. It must be a diapirism. And then this could be Shay or Che. Let's see, not Shay, let's try Che. There we go, and that finishes the puzzle. So maybe you can explain Che for me, that would be wonderful. But as it is, there we go, we're finished. So what a puzzle, pretty tough again, some lunatic words if you look in that now. Feel free to look them up in Chambers to find out what they mean, I may well do the same. Bye for now.